Remember that famous line from the original Spider-Man movie? With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. Well, for Gen Z and millennials today, it's more like with great responsibility comes absolutely no benefit. And honestly, why should we keep accepting adult responsibilities when there's literally no payoff? Back in high school, growing up seemed exciting. We wanted to drive, earn our own money, get jobs, taste independence. That excitement made sense because there was once a real reward for becoming an adult. But now, that deal is dead. We're told to grow up, take on more, do more, but we get less than ever. You can't even land a job with a degree, let alone one that pays well enough to live. This was all based on an unspoken social contract. More responsibility equals more freedom and stability. But now, all the benefits, owning a car, renting a place, having spending money, have been ripped away. The economy's broken, wages are trash, and living costs are sky high. Yet they still expect us to grow up like it's 1975. They broke their end of the deal, but somehow still demand we hold up ours. Get a job? Cool. But it won't give you independence. It'll lock you into a cycle of working full-time just to afford nothing. We're doing the adult grind, but stuck with the freedom of a child. As one person nailed it, they want a 20-year-old with the work ethic of a 30-year-old, maturity of a 40-year-old, experience of a 50-year-old, and the salary of a 10-year-old. And when we push back, they call us lazy. Please. These same boomers, yeah, the ones criticizing Gen Z, act like children themselves. One of the first lessons we learn in life is to clean up our own mess. We're taught that in elementary school. Yet these folks wrecked a booming economy, then refused to take responsibility. Instead, they guilt trip us, blame us, and expect us to fix what they broke. They inherited an economy where you could buy a house with a minimum wage job. All they had to do was not screw it up. But they did, and now they shame us for not jumping in to fix their mess for them. That's not adulthood. That's cowardice and delusion. And don't even get me started on the free market. They love using it to justify why we're underpaid and overworked. It's just supply and demand. But forget that the free market goes both ways. If young people don't see a return on investment, they won't play the game. Simple as that. You don't get to yell at people for not buying your crappy lemonade. Make better lemonade. So until they fix what they broke, until there's actually something worthwhile on the other side of growing up, Gen Z has every right to opt out. We're not obligated to suffer through a broken system just to appease the people who broke it. They want us to grow up? Cool. How about they start acting like adults first?
All right, I hear the outrage, I feel the frustration, but let's put down the pitchforks for just a second and take a breath. Because while that fiery monologue hits hard, it also stumbles over some real-world facts like a drunk uncle on Thanksgiving. Let's start with the social contract. Yes, things have changed, no denying that. But newsflash, they always do. Every generation thinks they had it worse or got screwed harder. Ask the people who lived through world wars, the Great Depression, or hey, the 2008 financial meltdown. The idea that millennials and Gen Z are uniquely betrayed? Bold, but not exactly bulletproof. You claim there's no reward for growing up? Look around. You've got more access to knowledge, tools, platforms, and global reach than any generation before you. You can build a business from your phone, create art that reaches millions, or write a rant like this one and have it go viral in a day. That is power. But here's the kicker. With power still comes responsibility. Not benefits handed to you on a silver platter, but opportunities you have to seize. And about those boomers, yes, they inherited a better economy. But guess what? They didn't just sit around and vibe with lava lamps. They built things. They endured inflation, wars, recessions, and still got up, went to work and paid bills. Mistakes? Absolutely. But they built the infrastructure you now stream your complaints on. Now the wages are crap, the rent is absurd, and jobs don't pay like they used to? Fair point. But refusing to grow up until someone else fixes it? That's not rebellion. That's a tantrum with a TikTok filter. You don't get to boycott adulthood because the deal isn't perfect. Adults adapt, strategize, and sometimes, yes, grind. Waiting for the perfect system before engaging with it is like refusing to play chess until your opponent forgets the rules. Let's also not pretend freedom is some magical perk tied to money alone. True freedom? That's discipline, resilience, building your own damn table when no one gives you a seat. It's not about lemonade stands or third-grade lessons. It's about recognizing that even if the rules are rigged, you can still play smarter. So to Gen Z and the disillusioned millennials, yes, you've got every right to be mad, but you've also got the tools, creativity, and audacity to rebuild the broken world better if you stop waiting for an apology that's never coming. Because if you truly believe the older generation failed at being adults, why not be the first generation to actually get it right?